Hey there, welcome to Evolving with Ben. Inspirations and motivations for everyday life. Time, a word that means value for everyone. And management, well, it basically means having the ability to controlling things, processes, or even people. When you put both of these words together, it reminds us that we are in control of our time throughout the entire day. But it also reminds us that we have to be disciplined in order for us to control and manage our time effectively. Time management gives us the ability to be productive, and by mastering time management, we become efficient and effective personally and also professionally. In this video, I want to talk with you about time management and share with you best practices that have helped me in the past and currently help me manage my time effectively. Time management is how I like to call it a muscle, a skill. It's a muscle that we have to constantly continue to work on, develop, and strengthen in order for us to continue to be efficient and effective in our life. Time management gives us the ability to have a work life balance. This is key to our happiness at work and also in our homes. Managing time effectively also gives us greater control over our day. And it helps us manage surprises and interruptions. And in some cases, managing time effectively allows you to identify interruptions or derailers throughout the day before they even happen, giving you the opportunity to bypass them. And of course, managing time gives us the ability to achieve deadlines and also reach goals, again, personally and professionally. Now, I am a father, I am a husband, I am a working professional, and I'm also a student. And now, I'm also a YouTuber. How do I find the time to get all of this done? How do I manage my time effectively? Is a question that I get asked quite often. And it's really not that simple, but it requires commitment, it requires dedication, but above all, it requires discipline and a very strong support team. It's common for people to set certain goals for them to achieve throughout their lifetime. These goals can be either personal or professional, but oftentimes people tend to feel intimidated to pursue goals because of everything else that they have going on in life. People tend to sit back and say, how am I going to pursue this specific goal if I don't have the time for it? I mentioned to you that there are 4 components that help you manage your time effectively. That's commitment, dedication, discipline, and a solid or a strong support system. Let me give you an example. A year ago, I decided to go back to school and pursue higher education. But before I made that decision, I said to myself, Ben, is this something you truly want to commit to? And you're the only person that can answer that question because you're the only one that knows how much you can handle in life and what is it that you have to sacrifice in order to commit to a specific goal. So here's what I did. I started to make a list of everything that I have going on in my life. That included spending time with family, that included movie night over the weekends with my children, that included date night with my husband. In my list, I also included spending time on my phone on social media platforms, playing games on my phone. That included going out to dinner with friends and family. So this list went on and on and on. And I kid you not, by the time I was done creating this list, I had probably 60, maybe 70 items listed on there. Then what I decided to do to help me answer the question if I truly wanted to commit to this, I started to prioritize all of those items on my list. And once I had them prioritized, it's no surprise, family was at the top of my list. And family time was something that I wasn't willing to sacrifice, at least not much of my time at the moment. So then I started to create another list and included items of things that I was able to sacrifice. For example, I said, I'm going to spend less time on my phone playing games and maybe use that time for study time or research or reading if I decide to commit to this new goal of going back to school. At the time, I was actively involved with a training organization here in the Chicagoland area. And I realized that that was taking a lot of my time. I was spending at least 4 hours a week to this training organization networking. And so I thought to myself, is this something that you can sacrifice right now? Meaning, put it on hold, come back to it in the future so that you can commit to this new goal that you want to take on? And the answer was yes. So, although it was difficult to make those decisions on things that I wanted to sacrifice, at the end of that scenario, at the end of that exercise, it helped me determine that, yeah, I truly did want to commit to this new goal of going back to school. So, ask yourself that question when you want to take on a new challenge or achieve something else in your life. Are you willing to commit to it? And if so, how much of what you already have in your life happening are you willing to sacrifice? And make a list. But keep in mind that making a sacrifice to achieve a goal doesn't mean that it's a permanent sacrifice. It's only temporarily until you achieve a goal. Remember that goals have a beginning and they also have an end. So don't be afraid when you hear the word sacrifice so that you can commit to something new. Dedication is a second component to help you effectively manage your time. It's no surprise that commitment and dedication go hand in hand. For example, in order for you to be able to determine how much time you have to dedicate to this new goal or task that you want to take on, you have to first answer that question, are you willing to commit? So as you try to determine how much time you need to dedicate, leverage the list that you created of your priorities and also the list that you created of things or items that you are willing to sacrifice temporarily. Once you have that list and you are able to answer that, yes, I'm willing to commit, it gives you an idea of how much time you have to put effort into this new goal or task. So for example, as a continuing student at a university, I leverage my technology. A year ago, when I decided to commit to this new journey, what I decided to do was put in specific times throughout my week dedicated strictly for research, reading, and schoolwork. So for example, Monday evenings, Wednesday evenings, and Thursday evenings are strictly dedicated to my schoolwork. What does that mean? It means that during this time, I shut off my phone, I log off of social media, and I go into an area of my home where I'm not interrupted by anyone because this time is truly dedicated to this specific goal of achieving my higher education. You can also leverage a calendar or a planner if you're the type of person that needs to just write things down versus leveraging your technology. But the key here is that you leverage your commitment that you made to help you determine how much time needs to be dedicated to this new goal. The third component to help us effectively manage our time is discipline. Discipline also requires commitment and dedication. They all work very well together. I like to see discipline as a muscle or a skill that we have to continue to evolve and get better at. And in order to evolve that muscle, we have to practice. Now, in order for you to be disciplined, it's important for you to identify what your weaknesses are. We all have them. And it's important for you to recognize your weaknesses because by recognizing them, it allows you to eliminate temptation that'll derail you from your commitment and or your dedication as you're working towards a specific goal. Here's an example on how I stay disciplined with time management. Truth be told that one of my weaknesses is social media. Why? Because I enjoy networking with family, friends, colleagues, or acquaintances that I meet throughout different networking events. As you already know, I dedicate specific time throughout my week for my studies. So during this time, I turn my cell phone off because I remove the temptation. If I leave it on, I know that I'm going to be tempted to go into social media and network, and that it's going to derail me from the time that I've dedicated to my studies. The key here is that you know your weaknesses. Write them down and also write best practices or different activities or behaviors that you can do to help you eliminate the temptation so that you don't get derailed from the specific time that you've dedicated on this specific goal and or task. Now, the fourth component to effectively time management is having a strong support system. Let's talk about that. Having a strong support system is also key to helping you stay on track with your goals and helping you stay committed, dedicated, and disciplined with your time management. A strong support system can consist of family, friends, colleagues, maybe even a professor at the university or your school. Surround yourself with people that want to also manage their time effectively. Surround yourself with people that also have goals that they want to achieve in life. Find common interests within your support system. Having a strong, reliable support system will also help keep you disciplined. They help keep you accountable. For example, my strong support system consists of my mentor, my husband, and simple, my best friends. My husband every day asks me, how is your studies going? How are your YouTube channel videos going? And the fact that he asks keeps me disciplined, keeps me committed, and it keeps me accountable to ensuring that I can speak to the goal that I've committed to. I've had my mentor also send me weekly text messages because she chooses to remind me of my studies. It's okay to reach out for help. And it's also okay for you to be transparent with people that you want to be your support system. So for example, a year ago, before I embarked on this educational journey, I reached out to my best friends, my mentor, and I also had a conversation with my husband. And I said, I need a strong support system, and I would like for you to be that support system for me. Now, after having that conversation, I also explained to them what were the expectations that I have of my support system. I shared with them what my goal was. I shared with them my schedule. I shared with them the dedicated time that I've set aside a week to achieve this goal, because that helps them help me stay accountable and on track. So be transparent. You can choose anyone that you want to be your support system. That be your children, your neighbor, a colleague, your boss, anyone that you choose. But the key is for you to communicate to them that they are your support system and that you want to rely on them to help keep you accountable, committed, and disciplined. Effectively managing your time is key for your success. Remember, commitment, dedication, discipline, and a strong support system. Know what your weaknesses are and remove the temptation so that you can stay on track. I invite you to share with me what are the best practices that you institute in your life to help you time manage effectively. Leave your comments down below in this video, or you can also reach me via email at evolvingwithben@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow me on social media, on Snapchat, evolving_Ben, or Instagram, evolvingwithben. Follow me on this journey as I continue to manage my time effectively and continue to move forward with life. Let's continue to evolve together, and I'll see you soon.